This is a true story. In the early 80s, an American motor car company's sales were slowing down due to bad quality of its cars. Let us call it Company A. Their top officials had to shutter a plant and lay off the entire workforce there. But then, another motor company from Japan offered to restart the operations in the same plant. Let us call this company J. They were optimistic that they can produce better quality products. The deal was signed. When A's company officials asked officials of company J about how will they get the manpower needed to run the plant, they responded that they will hire the same workers that company A had laid off. Officials of company A recommended otherwise. According to them, this was the worst plant because here the unions and managers were at each other's throat. There were walkouts. People used to get drunk on the job. Absenteeism was sky high and hence really bad quality of output. Some cars that these people produced did not have a steering. Some joints had wrong nuts and bolts, and a few even had wrong engines. While the officials of Company J had some doubts, but their confidence prevailed. They had hoped to turn it around. The stakes were really high. Before we move forward in the story, let us understand how cars are manufactured by the workers. It all happens in an assembly line. As a car moves from one worker to another, each worker has to do a particular job. For example, one worker may be responsible only for fitting one of the doors, and then the next worker would add the next door. Also, if any of the workers makes a mistake or sees a defect, like if a screw is loose, he or she can pull a nylon cord. It hangs above each worker. Once pulled, it can stop the entire assembly line. While it is needed to ensure quality, it can delay production and is considered to be very expensive for the production scheme. Now, back to the story. A few months later, a worker, let us call him John, was rehired at the same plant, this time by the Japanese company, and he was sent to Japan for training. During his training, his manager, let us call manager T, asks him to be able to do his tasks faster. John is taking a few seconds more than what he is expected to. He tries hard and is able to reduce time taken, but still is not up to the mark. He tries even harder this time, but misses the angle he is supposed to install the screw at. It's a defect. His manager T asks John to pull the nylon cord, but John hesitates. Even though these cords were there at the factory A too, but he could never pull it. It meant an instant pink slip there. His manager T insists that this will lead to low quality output of cars. That's when John pulls the nylon cord. He brings the entire assembly line to halt. John has never seen an assembly line come to a halt for a small defect. This is when T asks John to redo the task and ensure that it is done with care and quality. John leaps into action and completes the task correctly this time. And then T asks John to pull the nylon cord again, this time to get the assembly line running again. John does it, and the manufacturing process starts. Through this experience, John feels something unfamiliar stir within him. It is a long lost emotion he has not felt in years. At first, he is not sure what that feeling is. But then it clicks. It is pride. pride that comes with doing the job right and not producing junk. For John and others like him at the plant now run by Company J, the experience is a revelation. Earlier, their supervisors used to yell at them for falling behind. Now, they offer help. Supervisors show the right way of doing things. And the ones who want to do well eventually learn and do it. When problems happen, supervisors do not yell. They ask how to improve. The supervisors even adopt these ideas and test them. They reward the workers for good ideas that help the Company J improve. Company A is General Motors and Company J is Toyota. The difference was not in the technology nor in the people. Both were the same. It was in the way the supervisors responded to the needs of each worker in line with the expectations of the customers, which is high quality of products. That's the difference a manager can make. If in your company, managers drive performance only by yelling and shouting, your team will have high attrition. But if they support their teams like that of Company J, the same team can perform well with pride.